Why do we have so many psychopaths in our society? Yes, there's been a lot of attention given to psychopaths and sociopaths these days for many reasons. Now, according to the definitions that most of these psychologists and psychiatrists give for what is a psychopath, according to these definitions, I am 100% a psychopath because I have all these things. So I'm going to talk to you as a psychopath. I'll say we instead of they or them because according to this, I am one of them. And I'm okay with this, very okay with it. So you'll hear me saying we all the time instead of they. Now, some of the definitions here. We have a hard time forming emotional attachments. Yes, we don't need you. This is why. You so-called normal people, non-psychopaths, have needs that you can't fill yourselves. So you say, oh, I'm emotionally attached to my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, my girlfriend. No, baby, you're just needy. And I'm not. So I don't need to attach myself emotionally to you because I just want you for sex. That's all. We are impulsive is another definition they have given us. Yes, we are very impulsive. If something comes to my mind and I like it, I get up that minute and I go and do it. I live in the moment. So, according to all these experts, this makes me a psychopath because I am impulsive. Another one is we take risks. Yes, I do take risks. And every single successful person you have met or you have seen or you have heard of is successful because they took a risk. They didn't just sit on the couch and change the channels on the TV and say, I wish to do this someday. No, they took the risk of failure, the risk of losing all their money, the risk of losing all their friends. And this is what made them successful. And we're not talking only about monetary success, success in every field. Success is actually doing something you like and being good at it. That's what success is. And yes, I do what I like and I am good at it. So I'm very successful. But I did take the risk. Lack of empathy is another thing we have. Yes, we don't care about you. If you don't care about you, why should we care about you? This makes no sense. Why don't you care about yourself? So if I'm logical, I don't have empathy. No. That is a euphemism for you are logical. That's all we are. We are logical. But because you don't have the intellectual capacity to even know what the word logical means, you can't say it. You cannot pronounce it. It's not that we don't have empathy. We are simply logical. This is all. Once you understand logic, you won't say stupid things like that anymore, that we don't have empathy. We don't have remorse. Meaning, we don't regret what we have done. No, we don't. I've done it, I've learned, and I'm moving on. I'm not going to sit there feeling sorry and apologizing. So yes, we don't have remorse. We lack guilt. Same thing. We do not feel guilty for the things we do or have done. We just don't. By the way, metaphysically speaking, guilt is our biggest enemy. It really holds us down. Guilt and regret. And we can't move on. We get stuck. And we simply don't have that, so we don't get stuck, and we move on. And we become successful. And then we are blamed for being psychopaths. Now, there is another thing with this. We are okay with this label. We really are. Not that we like the label so much, but we don't care what you think about us. And this is another reason we are successful. This picture here says 6% of the world population are like this. I think it's a lot more than 6%. I don't know how they counted them, but I believe it's a lot more. And I love the last line. Do you know what that means for the rest of us? Yes, be careful. Because it's not that we're coming for you. We don't care about you. I'm saying be careful because you're focusing so much on us and you're staying stuck in your little meaningless world. So stop focusing on us and start focusing on you so that you too can become successful at whatever it is you want to do. So yes, we don't have guilt. No, we don't. As Sting, the musician, said once, guilt is an emotion I have no time for. But if you have time for it, knock yourself out. You can feel guilty for us too if you like. We're okay with that too. We are accused of being manipulating. Let me ask you something. You are having a relationship and your boyfriend doesn't do what you want him to do. And then you give him the silent treatment. You don't talk to him. You don't give him sex until he does do what you want him to do. Or until he does apologize for not doing what you wanted him to do. But you don't call this manipulation. I wonder why. How come your manipulation is not called manipulation, but when I can manage to get you to do what I want with my charm and with my intelligence, that is manipulation. That is the sign of a psychopath. You know what the difference is here, baby? That I am comfortable with what I do, and you are in denial of what you do. That's the only difference. So you are just as manipulating as any person that has been declared a psychopath or a sociopath. We are accused of having a disregard for the law, not following the law. Totally. For years in America, in California, I used to sell marijuana. Eventually, I did get caught and I got arrested and I did some days in jail. So I was flaunting the law. These days, marijuana is becoming legal in many states in America. In about 10-15 years, it will be totally legal. And we're going to look back and think, why was marijuana illegal? So you need to question some of the laws. Just because you do something that doesn't make sense, that is illegal, doesn't mean you have a disregard for the law. Many years ago, it was illegal in America for a white person to marry a black person. Does that mean that these white people were psychopaths? because they had a disregard for the law? Don't go too far. Even these days, there are many states in America where anal sex is illegal. So, do people who have anal sex, are they all psychopaths? Because they're doing something that is illegal? It is illegal in America to burn the American flag. Does this make this person a psychopath for burning a flag? Think about it for a minute. Just because something is legal or illegal does not mean that that is the right way. Okay, there is no right or wrong. Does not mean that that's the way it should be. And anybody who doesn't follow those laws are psychopaths. So yes, we do have a disregard for a lot of laws, but again, because we think logically. See, this is something that society needs to understand. Logic, common sense. As Einstein said, common sense is not common. So work on finding common sense instead of accusing the people who have common sense about how they are running their life. Another thing we are accused of is we live in the moment. Well, of course. You want me to live in the past? It's done. You want me to live in the future? It's not here yet. Of course I will live in the moment. And they find excuses for this, like they want instant gratification. Of course. I'm having a cup of coffee to feel good now, not to feel good in the future. I'm having sex to feel good now, not to feel good in the future. In the future, I'll have sex again. But I don't know where they got this logic from, that if you live in the moment and you do not plan for the future, this is another thing we are accused of, not planning for the future. Yes, we fantasize about the future sometimes, but we do tend to live today for the moment. And this is one reason we are more successful. Because you see, when you are in the now, when you are in the moment, all your energy, all your soul comes to the now. Otherwise, if you think of the future, your energy goes to the future and you cannot change the now. But again, because we live in the now, we can easily change the now and manipulate it to what we want it to be. And this is another secret of our success. Of course, it's not a secret, it's common sense, but who am I talking to? I'm talking to people that don't even know what common sense means. And this is why they're looking for psychopaths. Now, they have another thing we are accused of, that we have an incapability for love. We are not capable of love. Let me ask you another question. Let's say you are in love with me. And because I want to have sex with you, I'll tell you that I'm in love with you too. But this is not about me for one moment. You are in love with me. You're crazy about me because you are so capable of loving, so you love me. And then suddenly one day, after a few months of loving me and expressing your divine self in loving me, you find out that all this time you were loving me, I was also having sex with other women. Will you still continue loving me? No, you won't. So, in other words, you are not capable of love either. Because love is unconditional acceptance. But the minute you found out that I had other girlfriends as well, you could no longer love me. You could no longer accept me unconditionally. Therefore, we are both incapable of love. But the difference here is, I'm okay with it and I admit it. As for you, fake it. You are loving as long as I do what you want me to do. And as long as I am only with you, then you are loving, very loving. You are expressing your God self. Honey, you are expressing your hypocritical self. And I am not. I am expressing my real self, which, according to you, is a psychopath. Now, let's see what else we're accused of. I like this one. We are very good in bed. Yes, we are. I can guarantee you that. Not because we have learned new tricks that you haven't, simply because we live in the moment. And when we live in the moment I'm having sex with you, I'm all there because I live in the moment. So all my energy is there, all my focus is there. So there is passion and there is energy in that bed, on that bed, at that moment. This is why we are good in bed. We didn't go to school to learn how to be good in bed. But this is simply a side effect of our lifestyle, which is live in the moment and enjoy the moment. Tomorrow will take care of itself. It always does. We have scientific evidence that says 97% of the things we worry about never happen. So why should I worry about tomorrow? 97% of the things I'm going to worry about are not going to happen tomorrow anyway. So I'm only going to focus on today. And when I'm in bed with someone, the whole world has stopped turning, and I am in bed with that person. This is why we are good in bed. It's not some sort of gift or, again, something we learned. They are liars. Yes, we are. We do lie. Are you going to tell me that you do not? Please don't insult my intelligence. Now, let me tell you the real definitions of a psychopath or a sociopath. A psychopath does not lie to himself, as for you do. This is a real definition of who we are. A psychopath knows what he wants, as for you don't. And because we know what we want, you call us a psychopath. To make yourself feel better, because you're just a plain old idiot that doesn't know what you want. So let me blame the people that do know what they want and that do know where they're going and that become successful because they know what they want and because they know where they're going. I'll just blame them, and I can just sit here eating nachos and changing the channels. Because why should I focus on me? A real definition of a psychopath is we make quick decisions. As for you, cannot. This is a real definition. So think of this next time you think of a psychopath. And because we make real decisions, again, it is easier for us to become successful at whatever we do. Again, as we said, success is not just money. Another real definition, we can see things for what they are. As for you, don't want to see things for what they are. And we also accept things for what they are. As for you, do not want to accept things for what they are. You like to stay in your fairy tale world. And because we're saying, look, stay in that world, but that's not for me. Oh, you're a psychopath. You are incapable of love. You're afraid to love. Again, no, you're just an idiot. That's all. And the last real definition for a psychopath is a psychopath is not a hypocrite. As for you are. Now, why are so many people these days having such a problem with psychopaths? Because we threaten your very existence. And let me tell you, we are going to tear your existence to bits. Your existence, your society, your institutions are all based on lies. This institution you call love is nothing but a lie. The institution of marriage, nothing but a lie. Its foundation, the very foundation of marriage and family, is lies. Without lies, there is no way you could have a relationship, a marriage, or even a family. No way. Our institutions of government, nothing but lies. Again, the very foundation of government is lies. Our economy, nothing but lies. Our economy is not real. And because we are becoming more and more, the reason we are becoming more and more is because we're going into a new energy, an energy of, first of all, intelligence, second, truth. Meaning anything that's not true will not be able to survive in this new energy we're going into. So more and more people are bringing out their truths and are expressing their true self. And because this threatens your very existence, because you like the lies, they make you feel good. They make you feel safe. And you don't have to look in and face your truth. Because you don't like who you are, you see. As for we like who we are. So we are okay with the truth simply because we like who we are. And because you do not like who you are not okay with the truth. So now as we become more and more, we threaten your very existence. Now you're going to take this as a threat, and this is okay. We plan to either convert you so that you too can find the real you, or we plan to kill you. You have a choice. You have two choices. You either find the real you and come with us into the next dimension, the next earth, the next world, the new world, or bye-bye. Have a good trip back home. Because baby, you and your lies are simply not welcomed in the new world we are going into now, in the new earth.